as Liverpool returns to the training pitch under new head coach Arne Slot. 5 key summer questions will begin to find their answers. Yet all football remains in the shadow of a heartbreaking tragedy. The sun rose over Merseyside this week with a heavy heart and cautious hope. The players, coaches, and fans of Liverpool Football Club took a collective breath as the club stepped into its preseason training, not just under new leadership, but under the lingering cloud of devastating loss. The tragic deaths of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva have cast a long shadow across this new era, dimming the excitement of a fresh start. But amidst the sorrow, Liverpool must begin again. And as painful as it is, that's what they are doing on the surface. The club faces a number of pressing footballing questions. Who fills the gaps left in the squad? How will Arne Slot shape this new-look Liverpool? Which players stay and which move on? But every discussion, tactical or transfer-related, must now be placed against the backdrop of grief. There's no escaping that the tone at Anfield is one of remembrance and resilience. And yet, as the Reds begin their preparations, they do so with a quiet determination to honor the memory of their lost teammate. Slot, stepping into the most emotionally complex moment imaginable, now leads not just a team, but a group of grieving men who must find their rhythm again. With preseason now underway, and the first friendly against Preston North End imminent, Liverpool finds itself at a crossroads, a club mourning yet moving forward. How will Arne Slot shape the new Liverpool? Arne Slot arrived at Liverpool with an impressive reputation. His success at Feyenoord, winning the Eredivisie title and crafting a progressive, high-energy system, won over the Liverpool hierarchy. But stepping into the shoes of Jurgen Klopp was never going to be easy. Doing so while leading a grieving dressing room only heightens the emotional and tactical demands. Slot now has the task of translating his vision into reality during a uniquely sensitive preseason. Fortunately, the Dutchman is known for his ability to form strong bonds with players and build tactical understanding quickly. That emotional intelligence will be just as vital as his footballing IQ. So far, Slot has hinted at building a 4-2-3-1 system that emphasizes wide overloads, creative midfield play, and rapid transitions. Florian Wirtz, the crown jewel of this summer's arrivals, is expected to operate centrally either as a traditional 10 or in a false 9 capacity, echoing some of the roles once held by Roberto Firmino. Wirtz's intelligence, press resistance, and final third vision could define the new-look Liverpool. But it will take time. Slot's early sessions have focused on rebuilding trust, unity, and tempo. After months of emotional turbulence, and now, the loss of Jota, the squad needs both tactical direction and psychological healing. What does Liverpool's defense look like now? The departure of Jarell Quansah, sold to make room for new arrivals, has left a noticeable gap in Liverpool's center-back options. The timing is precarious. Joe Gomez, though versatile and experienced, has struggled with injuries throughout his Anfield career. Ibrahima Kanute, a potential defensive leader, is entering the final year of his contract and remains undecided. About an extension, Slot has made it clear that defensive recruitment is a priority. The names linked are both exciting and expensive. Castello Luquiba of RB Leipzig is reportedly available for around $68 million, a price tag that underlines his potential. The young Frenchman has impressed with his composure, pace, and aerial ability. At just 21, he already looks like a defender capable of anchoring a Premier League backline. Then there's Marc Guéhi, fresh off a strong season with Crystal Palace and a standout Euro 2024 campaign with England. Guéhi offers a mix of Premier League readiness and long-term potential. However, Palace's valuation could prove a stumbling block unless Liverpool offloads further assets. Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes must act decisively. For all of Liverpool's attacking flair, the team has looked unconvincing defensively. For 2 seasons running, new central defender is non-negotiable. What role will the midfield trio play? Last summer, Liverpool executed a major midfield rebuild, bringing in Alexis Mac Allister, Dominic Szoboszlai, Wataru Endo, and Ryan Gravenberch. Each had their moments, but the midfield as a whole lacked balance and consistency. Now, Slot inherits a puzzle. Where do these pieces fit? The answer, it seems, will revolve around how he plans to use Florian Wirtz. If the German becomes a regular in the central playmaking role, then Szoboszlai may be shifted slightly wider or deeper, perhaps into a hybrid 8-10 role. Mac Allister, meanwhile, could be used more flexibly. His vision and technical security allow him to operate both as a deep-lying orchestrator or further forward as needed. Ryan Gravenberch, once viewed as a generational talent, still divides opinion. Some believe he lacks the intensity and discipline required for the Premier League. Others think he simply needs faith and consistent minutes. This pre-season could determine his future. Then there's Milos Kerkez. The energetic Hungarian left-back could offer an inverted option, tucking into midfield when in possession, echoing how Manchester City used players like John Stones or Nathan Ake. Slot's tactical creativity will be crucial here. What happens to Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz? Both Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz have been subjects of transfer speculation all summer. Diaz has admirers in Barcelona and Bayern Munich, while unease continues to attract interest from the Saudi Pro League. But here's the truth. Liverpool doesn't want to sell either of them unless the player initiates a move. Núñez, despite his erratic finishing, remains a uniquely gifted forward whose physicality and pressing suit Slot's blueprint. The real question is whether the new manager sees him as a starter or more of a situational weapon. Diaz's situation is more complex. The Colombian winger has been underpaid relative to his output for some time. His camp has made it clear they want an improved contract or a move elsewhere. But in the wake of Hoda's death, Liverpool will be wary of unsettling the attack further. With Jota gone, the club may even need to bring in an additional wide attacker. Slot will use pre-season to evaluate Ben Doak, Cade Gordon, and possibly Bobby Clark in those positions, but another proven name may be required. How will the club process its grief and rebuild its spirit? This is the most important question. More important than tactics, than transfers, than formations or friendlies. How does a football club, a family, move forward after losing one of its own? Diogo Jota wasn't just a talented footballer. He was a father, a husband, a teammate, and a friend. His tragic death alongside his brother has devastated Liverpool. The pre-season campaign must be seen through that lens. Liverpool have been proactive in offering support, mental health resources, grief counselors, and private time away from football for those closest to Jota. Arne Slot, for his part, has handled the transition with humility and compassion, insisting that player well-being comes first. Hoda's No. 20 shirt will not be assigned this season. There are plans for a mural outside Anfield, and every goal, every win, every training session will carry his memory. Liverpool is playing for something far bigger than silverware right now. The Preston North End game, set to be the club's first public fixture since Hoda's passing, will be emotional. Fans will travel in mourning and in solidarity. There will be tears, but there will also be applause, banners, and chants. A collective outpouring of love. Closing thoughts: this preseason is not like any other in Liverpool's modern history. It is a time of transition, yes, with a new manager, new players, and new tactics. But it is also a time of mourning, healing, and remembrance. Football cannot and will not heal the pain of losing Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, but it can offer moments of togetherness, of unity, of something like hope. Slot has 5 major footballing questions to answer this summer, but his most important role is to steady the ship, to help his players find meaning again, and to ensure that Hoda's legacy lives on in everything Liverpool does dot as the Reds return to the pitch. One truth will echo louder than ever through the corridors of Anfield. You'll never walk alone, asterisk.